Welcome to One Guy, One Course, One Disc. We are here today at Earlewood Disc Golf Course in Columbia, South Carolina. Hole one's a little hard to find, but you'll have to go to the rec center. And behind the rec center, you'll find hole number one. So let's go take a look at the course. Hole one here at Earlewood Disc Golf Course is a 242-foot par 3 that goes uphill 17 feet. You're going to be about 158 feet to these two trees right here, and then you're going to want to turn slightly to the left to get to the basket. You'll find hole 2 straight ahead of you, a little bit to the right. Hole 2 is a 325-foot par 3 that goes downhill 20 feet. You have that early Mando left that should be pretty easy to get past. But as far as getting to the basket, you're going to just have to miss a bunch of trees. Hopefully you'll be able to get down here and tap in for a par pretty easily. And once you finish the hole, hole 3 is off to your left. Hole 3 is a 323-foot par 3 that goes back up this hill 25 feet, pretty much paralleling hole 2. You're going to be about 205 feet to get to this stump here. Then hopefully you can get the easy par on this hole. And once you finish off the hole, you'll find hole 4 straight ahead of you. Hole 4 is a par 3 that plays 182 feet. It's an island hole. If you miss the island, there is a drop zone indicated by 2 blue stakes here to the left. But hopefully you can make the island on your first shot and get the birdie. And once you finish this hole, hole 5 is straight ahead of you. Hole 5 is a 300-foot par 3 that goes uphill 18 feet. You have a mandatory left here, and getting to this tree right here in front of us is going to be 161 feet, or it's 257 feet to this telephone pole up ahead of us. Hopefully you can tap in for a par on this hole, and once you do, hole 6 is to your left and up the hill. Hole 6 is a 244-foot par 3 that goes downhill 35 feet. You have this OB Creek on the left, which can quickly come up to you if you're not careful, so you probably want to get a shot that will go left to right. Hopefully you can get down here and get your par, and once you do, hole 7 is straight ahead of you. Hole 7 is a 289-foot par 3 that goes back up the hill, paralleling hole 6. It goes up 37 feet. It's going to be 171 feet to this pine tree here on our right. And then the rest of the way should be a pretty straight shot to the basket. But you're going to have to give it a little extra to get it up this pretty steep hill. And once you finish hole 7, you'll find hole 8 to your left. I'm going to try and hit this gap right off the tee here on hole 8, which is a 290-foot par 3. And then you want to push this hillside as much as you possibly can and then finish left to hopefully get you at the basket. If you start turning too early, you're going to wind up down this hill to the left, so try and keep it as straight as long as you can. And once you finish hole 8, you'll find hole 9 across the street straight ahead. Hole 9 is a 354-foot par 3 that goes downhill 25 feet. You have these rough on the right the whole way, so you definitely want to play out to the left and let it come back right. You don't have much in the way, so hopefully you can get a par on this. And once you finish it, hole 10 is to your left. You have to cross fairway 1 and then cross the walking path to get to hole 10. Hole 10 is a 243-foot par 3. It's 118 feet to this tree that's hanging over the fairway. It's 196 feet to this pipe. This creek on the left plays as out of bounds, so even though the left side is a little more open, the right side might be a little safer. And once you finish hole 10, you'll find hole 11 across the bridge to your left. Hole 11 is a 168-foot par 3 that goes uphill 28 feet. You have 2 gaps that you have to get through, which are about 15 feet wide, but it should be a fairly easy birdie, and if you don't get that, par should be real easy. Once you finish hole 11, hole 12 is to the left. Hole 12 is a 273-foot par 3 that goes downhill 15 feet. This tree hanging over the fairway is 143 feet from the pad. This center gap is the straight shot, but the right ones are probably a little more open, making it easier to get to the basket. And once you finish hole 12, you'll find hole 13 to your right. Hole 13 is a 280-foot par 3 that goes uphill 14 feet. This tree to your left that looks like a bunch of fingers is 132 feet, and then it's just a slight turn to the left from there. And once you finish this hole, you'll find hole 14 to your right. Hole 14 is a 206-foot par 3 that goes uphill 20 feet. Nothing special to this hole, so just throw it straight. You just want to make sure you can get above this wall here right before the basket to ensure yourself an easy tap in for birdie. And once you finish hole 14, hole 15 is to your right. Hole 15 is a 209-foot par 3 that goes downhill 30 feet. You have the option to go left or right around the trees. Just know that going left, you're going to be coming in downhill, which means skipping past the basket is a possibility. But once you finish hole 15, you'll find hole 16 to the right. Hole 16 is a 325-foot par 3 that goes across this amphitheater here. The only thing that plays OB is the stage area underneath the roof. It's 250 feet to clear the steps on this far side of the hole, but hopefully you can get across and get an up and down easy par here. And once you finish hole 16, you'll find hole 17 straight ahead of you across the street. Hole 17 is a 210-foot par 3. This gap here in front of us is 96 feet from the tee pad and only 10 feet wide, so accuracy will be critical. Hopefully you can get through the gap and get an easy up and down par. And once you finish hole 17, you'll find hole 18 behind you and to the right. You finally made it to hole 18. A 380-foot par 3 that goes downhill 60 feet. You're going to want to be careful going down this hill because it is steep, so take your time because you don't want to break an ankle or fall down. The path is lined with thick rough on the left, open rough on the right. Either way, you're going to have to dodge a lot of trees to get down to the basket, but hopefully you can get down here and get an easy par and finish the day off strong. Today's disc is the MVP Insanity. This is a custom stamp, but it is a 9-speed, 5 glide, -2 turn, and a 1.5 fade. So let's see how it flies, especially here in the rain. It's going to be fun. Oh. Oh, man. Come on, Nancy. Oh, good roll. Stop rolling. Highs are out. Oh. Well, there you have it. That's the Insanity. Overall, I would say it's a disc worth getting into your bag. I'm sorry today wasn't the best look at it because of the rain, slippery pads, a bunch of excuses, but you did see some flights where it was getting a decent amount of turn, and it faded out quite well. So I would say it's worth getting. If you're looking for something that will turn and then come back strong, Insanity is a great disc to get. So until next time, see you later. Earlewood Disc Golf Course overall got a 6.5 out of 10. Some of the main factors for this low score are its terrain, its layout, cart friendliness. I'm on the fence about this course on whether or not to recommend it. Main reason is a lot of the holes parallel each other, which means on a wayward shot you could find yourself getting hit by a disc, or even worse, you hitting somebody with a disc. So it's definitely a course you have to be careful while you're at, especially if there's a lot of people. You need to keep your eyes open and alert, because the last thing you want to do is have your day ruined by a wayward disc. Also, I saw some things on the ground that were a bit disconcerting as to what may happen at this park. So definitely a course I wouldn't bring kids to, just because you don't know what you may see or what you may not see. So definitely use caution if you're going to go here. But until next time, on to the next course.